Good evening, Eleni Roussos with ABC News. An inquest has seen graphic footage of a man who died after being held down by two staff members at a Katherine pub. And a warning, this story by Schubert contains images of the deceased Aboriginal man.
This security vision shows Styles Isaac King at the Katherine Hotel 3 years ago. He was intoxicated and asked to leave by bouncer Tim Herman. Mr King throws the first punch, but it's the actions of Mr Herman and duty manager Sean Clark that are now being looked at by the coroner. The pair placed weight on Mr King while he was face down on the floor for 7 minutes. An autopsy report showed he probably died of heart failure as a result of acute asphyxiation. Mr Herman and Mr Clark were charged with manslaughter, but found not guilty. Counsel assisting the coroner told the inquest, "Your Honour will receive evidence that both Mr Herman and Mr Clark denied they had their weight on Mr King. However, I submit, Your Honour, that the CCTV evidence speaks for itself." A recording of a 000 call made by this woman was played to the inquest, where a man was heard in the background screaming, "I can't breathe." Mr Herman had hold of the head and neck area, all while the deceased is seen to struggle. Mr King then began to scratch, bite and eye gouge at Mr Herman's arm and face. Instead of releasing pressure from the deceased, Mr Herman was seen to punch the deceased several times to the head. But then more CCTV footage emerged, showing Mr Herman assaulting patrons at the hotel the month before Mr King died. After seeing this, the coroner said, "He's a thug, isn't he?" The pub's licensee told the inquest he would have sacked Mr Herman if he'd seen the incident. Today's proceedings finished with a statement from Styles King's mother being read out. "It upset me very much that the two men were not punished by the criminal court for what they did to my son. I think they should have been punished." The coroner heard Mr Herman was a German national who'd received military training in that country and he had since left Australia. Neither he nor Mr Clark will give evidence at the inquest, which is expected to finish tomorrow. Schubert, ABC News, Katherine.